Hello and welcome to our Immune Boosting Foods workshop tonight. My name is Jessica. I'm a team leader of the Flying Thermingos here in South Australia in the Southern Sapphires branch. And I'm super excited tonight to bring you this class. It's a really special class and I am joined by some amazing team members. We actually have, at last minute, because one of her other classes got postponed, but we actually have a very special guest with us, Beck Evans. I can see you smiling. I'm going to replace, and we'll just give a little wave. Beck is our new resident dietitian, aren't you, Beck? Thank you so much for joining us at last. In a moment. Thank you. And oh, there's Heidi. This is Heidi's lovely kitchen. There's Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hello. We're going to come back to Heidi soon because Heidi's going to talk to us all about green tea, green turmeric tea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Heidi is a bit of a specialist with tea making. Anyway, aren't you? You're always on tea.
I love making new teas. I do. Tried so many chai teas. It's not funny.
So we've got the right person for the job today, talking about our immune boosting drinks and teas with Heidi, and we've got Angela joining. And I'm just going to swap over to Angela. Hi, Angela.
Hey, hi.
Angela's going to be showing us a few lovely things, including healthy gummies, and what else is Angela doing? Chia puddings, Angela?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And different to the Cookidoo, but yeah. Same.
Awesome. Can't wait to see that one and hear more about that. And also Angela's going to be sharing a bit about bone broth as well. So we will come back and see Angela. We're going to be sharing lots of different tips and information. And because we've now got Beck on our class today, Beck's going to be sharing some really great information with us. And we hope that you guys will take away some really good tips to keeping yourselves healthy today. I will be doing, I think, 3 recipes as well. So in total, you guys are going to be seeing lots of different recipes. I don't actually know how many, didn't count them. And we're going to be using foods such as fresh turmeric, fresh ginger, seeds and nuts, cayenne pepper, and lots of different special superfoods and berries and citrus. And those are some of the great foods that we can add to our diets to support our immune system during these times. So I think whatever we can do to support our immune system is going to be helpful. Now, we are not, apart from Beck, Beck is a qualified dietitian, or she'll tell us more about that. But we are not saying that we are doctors or prescribing anything for you guys. We're just simply sharing some awesome Cookidoo recipes that you could utilise in your family to boost, give some support to your immune system. I can't wait to try the things that I'm going to be making, and I hope you guys make some of these lovely recipes for your family after seeing our session today. I might just jump over to Beck. Beck might just run through a few of her top tips, and she is creating and developing a lovely PDF for us, and that will be sent out to everybody who's registered. And that's going to have some handy tips, Beck's top tips. So thank you, Beck, for working on that at the last minute. That is amazing that you could start doing that today. We just thought of doing it today. So awesome. We'll jump over to Beck for a couple of minutes to hear some of her golden info, and then we'll go over to Heidi.
Okay, so I'm Beck. I'm a nutritionist in the Barossa. I live just outside of Gawler, and I've just graduated last year, the end of last year. So I'm studying as a clinical practicing nutritionist this year. So I guess food has always been my passion. I started with Thermomix about 8 years ago, and it's made me love food and the different things that food can do to our for our bodies. And at the moment, I guess one of the most important things that we're looking at is our immune system and how to make it so that we can fight off different pathogens, particularly viruses at the moment. And I guess probably the most important thing to understand when we say boost the immune system, what we're talking about is strengthening the immune system that we already have. We've got to be really careful not to over boost our immune system, because when our immune system works too well, it starts to attack our own bodies and we start to get things like autoimmune diseases. Using foods, the things that we're doing today generally aren't going to do, we can't over boost our immune system by drinking teas and having these superfoods in our food. So it's the best way to boost your immune system is just to use real food, rather than spending money on expensive supplements and different things like that. So most of the things that we're looking at today will cause, will have many health benefits without harmful side effects, if that makes sense. So that's why we like looking at food. So generally we get weakened immune defenses by different sorts of stress, including small children. No. Stop, go annoy dad. So the sort of stresses we have may be psychological, emotional, or physiological. So we can have that we do too much exercise, or we don't do enough exercise, or we have little kids that want ice cream all the time. It could be that we don't sleep properly. Don't, Kaylee, come on. That we might not get enough sleep. We might have lack of nutrition, so we don't have enough fresh vegetables, fruits, and not enough protein in our diet. We may get it through pollution and different chemical exposures, particularly if we have a liver that's not working optimally. Go get your own ice cream, thanks. Or you may be dehydrated. We also have a poor immune response when we don't get enough sun exposure, so we don't have enough vitamin D in our blood. So there are particularly nutrients that are responsible for giving our immune system the boost. And today we'll be looking at foods that contain things like vitamin C, zinc, the vitamin D, quercetin, selenium, and then there's some other things that I'm adding to the sheet for later, like special mushrooms, so things like shiitake mushrooms and reishi mushrooms, and then things like probiotics for gut support. But we're going to go through a bunch of different foods, and I guess my top ones, so things that you should really be looking at adding to your diet, on top of making sure that you're managing your stress response. So making sure you're taking time for yourself, taking time out to relax, making sure that you're getting enough sleep. So trying not to stay up all night, and then, getting up really early in the morning, making sure you're getting that kind of 8 hours sleep that you need. Making sure that you're not over exercising, you're not, making sure that you at least go for a short walk every day as you exercise. You don't have to overexert yourself.
I got your favorite ice cream, Mum.
Thanks. And then on top of that, so the things we're looking at today is the sort of foods that you should be adding to your diet, which I think people are going to be talking about in a little bit more detail. Is that right, Jess? So you just want the overview?
Yeah. We can cover them as we go as well. Yeah. Thanks.
So is that right? So we're looking at things like turmeric, adding turmeric to your diet. So these contain flavonoids, vitamin C, and zinc, as well, as a lot of different things. What we're looking at with all the things that we're adding into our diet today is they're usually immunity adapters. So things like turmeric actually modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, the things we know as white blood cells, which are incredibly important for immunity. So we want to have good white blood cells so that when pathogens get into our body, they can fight them. Things like some of the foods that we're going to talk about contain zinc, so nuts and seeds, and quite a lot of the vegetables will contain zinc, and that's really good for developing antibodies, and that's also good for recovering in the body. So that's once you do have a virus, that's helping your body to recover and to rebuild the white blood cells that it loses when it's under attack. So we look at things like ginger, which has been long known for its anti-inflammatory properties, helping with colds and flus. Also garlic, which is probably the most popular around the world, with many phytochemicals that help with, being antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. We also have the green tea, especially matcha tea, with the antioxidants and polyphenols. We also have citrus, which we know is really good for vitamin C, but also we have the leafy greens as well as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and things like berries and papaya and kiwi that also have a lot of vitamin C. So they're kind of, foods, regular foods that are actually really superfoods. I think we talk about, and balls towards the end, we have some seeds. So things like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia and sesame have a mix of the immune strengthening vitamins. So your zinc, magnesium, Bs, iron and fat soluble vitamins A, E and K, as well as essential fatty acids. And, we can talk about the best way to utilize nuts and seeds in your diet. We also have nuts. So almonds, cashews, pistachios, walnuts, and peanuts. We'll also talk a little bit later about cacao and the antioxidants, included in cacao, and the way that they help boost response to T helper cells and build antibodies, which we definitely need. We also have some information about beets, which are anti-inflammatory. And strangely, the gold beets that we probably don't use so much in Australia are actually better for immune boosting than the purple ones, but they're both awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
We also have berries, which are antioxidants, so are important for our immune defense system. But they also contain polyphenols, which act as a probiotic, which is incredibly important for gut health, which is another extension to immune health that you could probably have a whole series of talks about. And also bone broths, which contain amino acids and essential nutrients, which are highly bioavailable, and collagen, which is incredibly good for our bones, as well as our immune support and gut health. And then, as I said, we've got a bit of a PDF to send out. So we go through some other little things like mushrooms that you can leave out in the sun to gather extra vitamin D. If you are like me and you burn profusely when you go out in the sun. Things like tempeh, which are high in phytoestrogens, coriander, if you like it, is probably one of your better immune boosting herbs. If you don't like coriander, that might be a bit of an issue.
Wow.
Yeah. And then things like chamomile tea, which lower your immune comprising stress hormones. So while they might not be like a superfood as far as immune boosting, it actually relaxes your stress, which helps with your immune system. And that's about it.
Wow, I have definitely learned some things there, Beck. Thank you. And I'll rewatch your the recording and have a look at your PDF for that in more detail. Thank you so much for that great information and covering so many healthy foods. And it makes me really, oops, says Heidi. I was going to do it to me. Be to you in a moment, Heidi, with that beautiful tea. I was just going to say, hearing all those beautiful fresh foods, fruits and vegetables and seeds, I just felt so incredibly lucky that we've got this Thermomix and we can create all those fresh things so easily. So thank you for talking about that, Beck. And we're going to be making some of those things now. So let's go over and have a look and hear all about the teas here with Heidi. Thank you, Heidi.
Hi, thanks, Jess. And thank you, Beck. That was actually really amazing, all that information, just how you can help your whole body fight off bugs. So no, that was just really great to hear. Yeah, I'm Heidi. I'm really passionate about my health, and I'm really passionate about my Thermomix because it helps me make me healthy. And yes, today our subject is immunity and trying to boost our immune system and help our body from the inside, help our gut, help us be the healthiest people we can be. So I thought I'd choose a turmeric green tea, which I believe is on the American Cookidoo. Green tea is packed with flavonoids and antioxidants. So I thought that might be a nice one to choose. And turmeric, as we all know, is a huge one, anti-inflammatory for arthritis. There's pills out in the chemists and whatnot with turmeric in, so that's always been a very popular one. All right, we shall get started on this turmeric green tea. 1 ounce of fresh turmeric. Of course, this is in American measurements, and I think I'm just under, but that will be fine. 10 peppercorns, and I did measure them out, and there's a couple of cloves in there if you can't see. Peppercorns is something that we usually like to put together with turmeric. Turmeric by itself is really poorly absorbed, so you need the stuff in pepper that helps you absorb the beneficial nutrients in the turmeric. So we'll put the pepper in. Got 3 whole cloves that went at the same time. And we will insert our lid and measuring cup and give it a really brief little spin around. Speed 8, 3 seconds. All right, 24 ounces of water. I think this will be about, oh, it smells very powerful in there. That's pretty close, that's good. And now, as simple as that, we will now be cooking for about 10 minutes, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't ask me what that is in Celsius, I'm assuming about 100 degrees, on speed 2. So 10 minutes there, Jess.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Heidi. That's a really interesting recipe that you'll be adding things in and then boiling the water and infusing it, making your own tea. That's awesome. I'll have to check what collection that recipe's from.
There's a detox one, I think I saw.
Yeah, a detox one from the US. Excellent. Thank you so much for finding that one. And we're going to look at some more drinks a bit later on. And Heidi's going to be making us the turmeric wellness shot a bit later on.
I love that one.
We will see you in a moment. And we're going to jump over. Thank you. And we will jump over to Angela's home now. There we go, Angela.
Hi. Now, do you want me to do the chia pudding or the gummies first?
The gummies. Would
Yeah.
be great if you're ready for those.
I can do that. I'll just pop them.
Whichever one you're ready for.
No, we can do the gummies. So I'm going to make some gummies, which will be using some gelatin. And like Beck was talking about broth, gelatin's in broth. But you can also just buy it in a powder form and add it to all sorts of things. So I'm going to make these, which will be good. They're good for adults as well as children, particularly like them as well. So to start off with, Cookidoo is saying 300 grams of fresh passion fruit, or you can use tins. But I've actually got blueberries. So I'm going to make blueberry and pomegranate juice. Oops, my earring just fell out. Sorry. That's all right. It didn't go in there. So I'm just going to pop in 300 grams. So you just pop all the ingredients in. So that was just blueberries and pomegranate juice. And then 40 grams of gelatin powder. And I usually just bloom it a little bit in some water first, so it goes like quite a stiff jelly. But that's all, that's 40 grams of gelatin. Now, I'm not adding the sugar into this, but please yourself if you want to add sugar into them, or you can. Jess, you were saying you add different things into yours when you make them?
Yeah, so there's so many combinations. So for the sweetener, you could just rely on the fruit, or you could add or you could have honey or the monk fruit sweetener. I think some people would use. But yeah, you can add yogurt and different fruits and juices and just be real creative. I've even put kombucha in, but I did wait for it to cool. Yeah, I just waited for it to cool down a little though, so it wouldn't kill off any of the goodies that I had in the kombucha.
Yeah, so this is just going to take 5 minutes at 100 on speed 2.
Excellent. Thank you, Angela. So it's so easy to make. So you're going to be making little gummies. And
yeah, so these are some that I made. And can you still hear me? These
yes.
are some I made this morning. And this is I just had a mango in the fridge and a pear. So it's just mango, pear, and the same thing, the 40 grams of gelatin and some water. And there they are. They're very nice.
Excellent. Well done.
It's a great way to get gelatin, especially in summer when you might not want lots of hot broth.
Yeah. What a great idea. Thank you so much for sharing that. And of course, we could add powders in, like superfood powders of your choice. We could even add those in. Just really experiment.
Combination, whatever's in season too. Like I had blueberries, pomegranates and blueberries are very good for your immune system. Pomegranates really good for anti-inflammatory and for the heart, vitamin C and E. So they're all good for the immune system.
Yeah, perfect. And I was just thinking, imagine if you added some ginger, like either juiced it or shredded it or something, and added that. We could really add anything to them, couldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. A great way to get that gelatin in and any other sort of superfoods and even the berries and pomegranate. And great.
If you have a jar of these, like once they're set in the molds, you can just put them in a jar and have them in the fridge. And you can just sort of quickly pop one in your mouth. And
excellent.
You're looking after your gut and adding some vitamin C and different things to your diet very easily.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for sharing that one, and we'll jump over and see the next steps of that a bit later on, and we'll also see some chia puddings towards the end of our session.
No worries.
Thank you. Now let me see. I think the next person is me. And I'm going to be doing a turmeric and ginger paste. Now this paste would be perfect to add to either main meals, like you could add it to pretty much anything, stir fries, curries, or any meal basically. You could add a little bit too. You could also add it to some warm water and make a drink, like a turmeric, a really healthful drink as well. Now I've popped all of today's recipes into the planner here, and I'm just going to tap on the fresh turmeric and ginger paste and hit start cooking. So I love guided cooking, how, you know, we don't have to memorize every single recipe, but we've got access to all these really amazing and healthy recipes that are in Cookidoo. So it's just guiding me to put 50 grams of fresh turmeric. Now, I ordered these ones. I ordered a lot of my things that I'm using today from Village Greens, one of my friends' businesses. And this is, I think they grew the fresh turmeric here locally in South Australia, so I think. Would love to hear if anybody else has grown ginger or turmeric. This one's the ginger, and you might notice that I've peeled it and cut it into coins. The Thermomix behaves best when we cut our ginger into coins. Same with the turmeric. Coconut oil. We're going to pop that one in. Now, Heidi touched on it a bit earlier about coconut oil, but if Beck, in a moment, once I've got everything in, maybe you could talk about, you know, what you know about why we put coconut oil and black pepper and turmeric together. Oops, do I have that weighed out? No, I don't. Okay. About a teaspoon of the black pepper. I actually milled that before our class from some whole pepper. So that was really great that the Thermomix could do that. So we've got our turmeric, coconut oil, black pepper, and ginger. I'm going to just chop that for 3 seconds. When I start cooking it, maybe Beck will tell us a little bit more about that. In my layman's terms, the heating and the black pepper kind of activates the turmeric or the curcumin. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, Beck. Now that's whizzed it up beautifully. It's actually smelling really nice, which is great. Now I haven't made this one for a while, so I'm really glad to make it again. I'll just another whisk. And we're going to add a little bit of water as per the recipe. I'm just going to pop that in, and then we're going to cook that down. There we go. Alrighty, so just scraping that down, taking the measuring cup out, and then that's going to cook for 5 minutes up at 100 degrees. So Thermomix will get that perfectly to the temperature. And Beck, what is the heat and the pepper and all that doing? I'm going to cross over to you.
The pepper particularly. So I think what you were trying to say before, so the constituent of pepper is called piperan. Piperan, see, yeah. I'm no better at pronouncing things. They don't make you do it to get to the degree. Yeah, so the constituent in the pepper, piperan, is an alkaloid like capsaicin. So it's very, very similar. So it has that same sort of properties. So that's when you get that sort of anti-inflammatory property. It's also good for fat burning. Not that we eat huge amounts of pepper. And the reason why you'd mix them with an oil is because it's believed that the sort of fat soluble compounds in both help with absorption. So without that fat soluble compound, it absorbs quite quickly and doesn't enter and stay in the bloodstream for very long. So you want to add your black pepper with your turmeric and then combine it with an oil for, I guess, the best absorption. Is that the easiest way?
Awesome. Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you for articulating that very well for us.
I'd also, I think what they said, the three together kind of boost those anti-inflammatory properties as well.
Sure. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that info again, Beck. And we've had another lady joining our class, Jenny, and she will be joining soon, which is lovely. Let me see. Back to Heidi, I think.
Yep, I'm ready. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, we've cooked for 10 minutes now and smelling very turmeric-y. Very nice, actually. Calling for our green tea bags, 3 of them. I don't have green tea bags. I've just got the loose green tea. So I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of the loose green tea in. This all gets strained out at the end anyway, so I don't see any reason why you need the tea bags, but that's my rationale and I'm sticking to it. So I'll put 3 teaspoons of that in.
Better for the environment, hey?
Well, that's sort of my perspective as well. The less we throw away, the better.
Yeah.
So green tea, we're just going to, I think that it's cinnamon stick, sorry. 1 cinnamon stick. Gives a bit of a chai sort of feel, I find. Then we need 1 star anise. Pop that in. And now we let it steep for 5 minutes. And what I sometimes do, because green tea doesn't like being cooked at 100 degrees, I'll just keep it warm at 85 degrees and slowly stir it for 5 minutes. And then I know exactly when the 5 minutes is up. And then I've got a perfectly warmed and nicely stirred green tea with all its flavours. So that's awesome. What I will do.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And that sounds like a really yummy, healthy tea to make. while we were doing a bit of research for this class, we did find some other amazing drinks, and I'd love to cross over to Cookidoo maybe in a moment and just share some of the ones that we've found that we could also recommend that people could try. But I reckon Angela is ready to show us what she's doing with her gummies.
Okay, so the gummies are all ready to pour into the mould. So all I did quickly was just give them a bit of a whiz at, say, speed 6. It just depends, because I had whole blueberries in there. That's the only reason I did that, just so that they'll come out nice. And now I've just got silicone mould and pour them in there and pop them in the fridge. Let it cool down a bit. And that's how easy it is.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I can't wait to see what they taste like. Oh, awesome. So they're going to go into the fridge and they'll set there. That's wonderful.
Just pop them in the fridge. You can put them in the freezer if you need them really quickly. But yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. Now, what I might do, I'll just bring over to me then. I just heard my Thermi chime. And then Heidi will be getting ready for her turmeric wellness shot, which should show us next. But let's just have a look. Okay. Transfer to a jar. So my paste is all ready. Oh, it's smelling really good. And I really do like the coconut oil smell in there. And that's fresh turmeric and ginger. I might even whiz that up a little more. And that's going to go into my jar, which I will then let it cool down a little bit, seal it, and you pop it in the fridge. And I believe, I'll just check the tips, but I'm pretty sure that will last about 4 weeks. So you could use that. I'll just double check so that I know that I'm telling you the right thing. Up to 2 weeks, or freeze in ice cubes for up to 4 weeks. So that's a really great and easy one that you could add a bit to your turmeric lattes and also your meals as well. So I will pop that in the jar, and we might go over and see Heidi if she's ready for her her turmeric wellness shot. We probably should have called this class the turmeric class. Now I can see Heidi's cleaning. Would you need another minute? We might go look at Cookidoo while Heidi gets ready. Yep, I think she said yes. All right, I'm going to screen share. We'll look at that one, and you can have a look at my Cookidoo. So I'm going to click on my week up here. And these are some of the recipes that we're doing. So the turmeric ginger paste that I was just doing is this one. I think I will blitz mine a bit more so it looks a bit smoother. It might be more palatable in my drink. So we'll give you links to all of these. Now this wellness shot is what Heidi will be making next. The gummy bears over here, we've kind of used this recipe, but we've changed it a fair bit to healthify it. We've cut the glucose, we've cut the sugar, and we you know, you can add your own juice of choice. But basically, if you're following that method, the 5 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 2, basically will create you a jelly. I've also learned that if you triple the liquid, you can actually make eating jelly. So about 900 grams of liquid of choice, with that 40 grams of gelatin and some sweetener of choice, about the same sweetener you could probably do there, because put a bit in for the triple batch. That will create a eating jelly, which would be a great way to get some gelatin in if you would like to do that. And let me see, we were talking about drinks. I just wanted to show you a few more drinks that we're not showing tonight, but that stood out as really nice ones that you could do at this time. So we've got this one called a moon booster, and look at that, it's just 1 minute, speed 10, some lemons, some fresh ginger, some manuka honey and water. So that's going to create a fresh shot for you. immune booster. Another one that stood out for me was this fire apple cider vinegar shot. This is an American one, which you could have a play around with. It's a 6-minute cooked one with apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, lemon and honey and water. So there's that one. And this one, medicine ball tea. It's got really high ratings there. And again, that's American. I'm just going to scroll down and see Superfoods Immunity Boost. So that's the collection some of these are from. But that one's again cooking. These things are cinnamon, the lemon, ginger. So medicine ball tea, another one there. And immune boost, medicine ball tea. We've got the turmeric green tea, which is what Heidi's just made for us. And that one's from Fresh Start Detox. So that was a different collection. So Heidi, we stuck those things, the cloves and peppercorn, turmeric, and then boiled it. And then she's popped the tea bag, cinnamon and star anise in and letting it steep. That sounds like an amazingly beautiful tea, and I can't wait to see what Heidi thinks of that. Are you ready, Heidi?
Yes.
Awesome. And we will talk about these other ones later. So that was just a few of the extra drinks that we're not making tonight, but we thought deserved a good mention. So back over to Heidi for one of our team's favourite wellness shots, especially one of Heidi's favourites.
Right. Yes. I've got the finishing moment. I've strained out all the green tea and the turmeric, and I was just going to show you the colour of this incredible drink. It's
wow.
It's really quite bright, and
wow.
And it's really a nice drink, and it's a nice one that I like to drink on a hot day over ice. Nice big splash of lemon, wedge of lemon. They say you can sort of decorate with the cinnamon and the star anise, but I find that a bit crunchy. But no, a really nice drink, I have to say. If you really, really can't stand the zinginess and you really need some sugar, you could add a bit of maple syrup or a bit of honey. I have in the past added some of my homemade chai syrup, which is I think a German recipe on the Cookidoo, and that actually is quite nice as well. But anyway, so yeah, really beautiful yellow colour, that one. And because I haven't done enough with turmeric and my fingers aren't yellow enough, we'll do some more yellow. And this will be the turmeric wellness shot. This is one of my favourite drinks. If I feel like I'm getting a scratchy throat, a bit of a stuffy face, I get one of these happening. It just helps me kick that bug that is about to go through me so much quicker. Yeah, my first go-to, I have to say. So we'll start cooking with this one. All right. 1 lemon, flesh only, no white pith. So I've pre-peeled that. 1 lemon going in. 5 centimetre piece of turmeric, peeled and cut into slices as well. So nice little discs, like Jess mentioned. And my favourite ginger, I think I've got more than 2.5 centimetres. I just love ginger. And I don't know if that's overdoing the immunity thing. Beck was saying don't overdo things, but anyway, I love ginger. It's going in. Peeled, cut into slices. 200 grams fresh pineapple pieces. I think this is a bit over. You can use fresh pineapple. There's great frozen pineapples that you can buy now in the frozen section of supermarkets. You can use tin pineapple as well. It's still got the lovely bromines in it. Bromines are great for fighting off bugs as well. 400 grams of filtered water. Oh, I'm a bit under today. Good. And again, the cayenne pepper, as well as I think regular pepper as well. So cayenne gives it just extra bit of kick, bit of extra sinus clearing efficiency. I love the cayenne. I suppose if you've got stomach issues, maybe go easy on the cayenne, but it's another really good big immunity boosting ingredient, that one. So 1 to 2 pinches of ground pepper. So I'll put some nice ground black pepper in there. That's to help activate that turmeric as well. And then it's as easy as just whizzing that up for 1 minute at speed 9. So I'll put that on for 1 minute, Jess. You might want to quiet things down.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Heidi, for showing us one of our favourite drinks. Now, one of our team members, Sue Lund from the Murraylands, she actually introduced us to that recipe a few years ago, and since then a number of our team have been making that. Whenever we come down with a little bit of something, we make that one. So that's a firm favourite that we've picked up. Now that was a minute of blitzing, and I guess we'll see that beautiful colour again, a nice yellow colour with that pineapple and the turmeric in there. And Angela's already showed us the gummies. We've already looked at the other drinks in Cookidoo. So we might do the bliss balls next after we've seen Heidi's drink. I reckon it's been a minute. Let's have a look. We're back.
Yes, that was 1 minute.
That was good timing.
All right, now I've got the most beautiful, I'm pretty sure this is it. Pour it into a sealable jar or bottle, place in the refrigerator until you're ready to serve it. And I'll make up a bundle of this when I'm feeling a bit poorly under the weather. And just a shot of this in the morning, and again, a beautiful yellow flavour, colour. Bit of that pepper floating around, pineapple flavour. It's not as sweet as you'd think. But no, it's just something that I feel makes me feel a lot better. So cheers.
Cheers.
To that. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Heidi, our drink guru of our team.
Love it. It's got a real kick to it. I should warn you. It's good.
People could lower the cayenne and the ginger if they're newbies to this recipe. Yeah. It's quite strong and healthy tasting.
The ginger's got a lot of kick, yes. but yes, I do tend to overdo things, but I love it like that.
Good on you. Thank you so much, Heidi, for sharing some of your favourite immune boosting foods tonight.
Pleasure.
Alrighty, and another great way to get some good immune boosting foods into your diet is bliss balls. So we're doing a recipe today called Superfood bliss balls. Now it's really funny because for some reason a lot of our recipes have come from the US. So this is another one. It's called Superfood energy balls, and we will get started. I better get a new bowl because that one's my turmeric and ginger paste bowl, which has made about that much in a jar. That's going to be delicious to have. And I am going to make the bliss balls in the other bowl. Actually, I probably could make it with that one, and I could have some turmeric and ginger infused bliss balls. It's probably not a bad idea. All right, so often with the bliss balls, we have the dates as the sweetener. Make sure you check every single date, even if they're sold as pitted dates. There's usually a pip in there. So, and you don't want to, you can usually hear it in the Thermomix and you're like, oh, there's a pip in there. And you don't want to bust your teeth or anybody else's teeth on the dates. Now, this is 20 seconds. If anyone else wants to chat for 20 seconds. So that was the power of the Thermomix, getting all those dates done. They were just normal dried dates. Thermomix has pulverized those. If you have metal dates, you could use those as well. And I'll just use my turmeric spatula. Put a bit more superfood in there. Now that's whizzed up enough for my liking. It is giving you another chance to blitz it a bit more. I'm going to put cashews, and I remember Beck mentioning the nuts have lots of good goodies in there too. And you could choose a nut of your choice. You could choose to soak them if your belly likes that better, and activate those, as well as seeds. These ones are the pepita seeds. Lots of amazing minerals and things in pepitas. Not sure if they've got zinc and magnesium in them. I've got a nod, yay. Just putting some oats in. So I don't normally put oats in bliss balls, but we're going to give it a go. And Beck was mentioning before, if you are really gluten-free and you can't have oats, then lupin, a gluten-free pseudo grain, I imagine it might be, is a good option for you if you can tolerate lupin. Bit of coconut oil I'm putting in, just a tiny bit. It was like a teaspoon or something. And some ground ginger. So we've got lots of ginger in our dishes today. And that's what I love about the Thermomix. Even if you don't know what you're doing, if you type in immune or immunity, that's what I did. I typed in immunity and these recipes came up for me. I have been a keen health advocate for many years. However, even if I didn't know what I was doing, just type in immunity into Cookidoo and heaps of things came up, which is cool. I just actually put in green matcha powder in just then, which Beck was saying earlier has lots of great properties, and the cacao powder. It's just a tiny bit, but there's lots of health benefits with the cacao, and we might do a separate chocolate class there another time. Now I have put in a special, it's now asking for super greens powder, which I don't have at the moment. There is a recipe to make your own, by the way, dehydrating some greens and then whizzing it up. Haven't done that, but I have just emptied some of this. This is the Lifelong Vitality doTERRA pack that I currently use, and I've emptied just 2 capsules. So you could put your favourite superfood powders in at this point as well. You pop just a teaspoon in of superfood. I think, you know, sometimes you could put maca or other things that are going to help you. You could have a look at what superfoods that you would like to add. Now that's looking, everything's in there, all the powders and different things. You might choose to add berry powder and all kinds of things to get those antioxidants in. Another 20 seconds. And then I'm going to add a couple more things, I believe, and then it'll be ready to roll, literally. Alrighty. So, that was it. Must have forgotten the beetroot powder. So you could add other powders. I think it was asking for beet powder as well, which I actually don't have. So I'm not going to pop that in. Okay. Alrighty. I'm just going to see if this is combined enough. Sometimes I whiz my bliss balls a little bit longer to release the natural oils in the seeds and the nuts. And then I find, for instance, if it's almonds and dates, if you just whiz those together for a fair while until they combine, it creates a natural caramel type consistency, which is lovely. I'm just trying to give it a stir right down the bottom. which is where the dates are, because it's looking a little bit dry, as you can see. It probably would come together. I'm just going to grab a bit and squeeze it. Yep, it is coming together, but I know that there's some of the date down the bottom, so I might give that a little bit more of a whiz. And you could coat these in the powder of your choice. It could be cacao powder or coconut, shredded coconut, something like that. I'm just going to whiz it again for a bit. Hopefully that's got the date mixture up from the bottom. And I'm going to make those into little balls, and I'll give them a try, and I'll tell you if I haven't made these ones before. I'll tell you if I like them. That's what it's looking like now, and looks a bit more oily, so the it's all combined a lot nicer. And now with clean hands, we would just grab some and squeeze it together. This has come together really nice. I can't wait to try these. And then you can just roll them, and you could, as I said, dip them, coat them in some cacao or whatever you choose. I'll try that in a moment, and I'll give you a report back. I'll make a few more and show you them in a moment. Let's jump over to another kitchen. We are going to be seeing a chia pudding, and we'll finish with a coriander pesto back here, and we'll talk about chicken broth, and then we are at the end of our session, so we've got 3 more little topics. We'll head over to Angela. Thank you, Angela.
Hi, so I'm going to make some chia puddings, and I'm going to, so on Cookidoo it's plum and raspberry chia pudding, so I'm using that as a guide. That I'll be using, because plums aren't quite in season yet. So I've chopped up an apple, and I've put a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I've got a sprig of rosemary there, and a couple of teaspoons of cinnamon. So that just all goes in the bowl, and then you put that in the bowl. If you would like to, you can add some maple syrup, but I tend to leave that out, and people can add that to their own individual chia puddings if they like to at the end. So Cookidoo is just telling me for 10 minutes at 100 degrees. So I'll just do that. So do you want, so while that's cooking, I'll just show you ones that I made, these ones last night.
Awesome. What flavour did you do last night? The same flavour?
Using almond milk, so that's the chia pudding. You can see that. And I made a blueberry compote to put on top, so which is what. So this one is going, I'm going to use oat milk, and I've got the apple and cinnamon. And
yeah.
The apple and blueberries to go on top.
Oh, sounds amazing. And whatever's in season we could put on there, couldn't we? Mango and peaches.
Plums are nearly ready, but they're not quite. So that's what, yeah, I thought apple for breakfast in the morning is nice, and yeah,
awesome.
That's use milk if you like. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that sounds great, Angela. So you're cooking the compote, is that correct? Sorry, I just missed. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, no worries. Awesome. We'll jump over and visit you in a bit, and we will make the coriander pesto while yours is cooking.
Lovely.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Here's a few of the bliss balls that I've been plating up. I still didn't try one because my mouth was busy. So I'll try that when Angela's back on. So let's have a look. I am going to make coriander pesto. Now, obviously, if you don't like coriander, do a basil pesto. I was going to try a carrot top pesto, but the person at the farmer's market said I really need to clean the carrot tops and put salt on to get rid of the dirt and then rinse it out. I couldn't be bothered today, so I will try that another time. I've got some beautiful carrot tops from the farmer's market, but we will do it with coriander today. The reason I've done that is because I remember my sister making coriander and parsley pesto a few years ago and said it was a really heavy metal chelating sort of detoxing combination. So I just thought that could be a really good one for us to do today. So what I might do is, just so you get a little bit of a close-up just as part of our class, I'll give you a close-up on the screen so you can see what we've been doing. I'm going to hit my week, and that's going to bring up all the recipes that we have been doing. I'm going to then scroll down to my coriander pesto, and then I'll just show people, if you haven't seen it before, we've got the ingredients on the left-hand side, and we've got all the prep steps here, as well as the hints and tips and other information as well, nutritional information. So I'm just going to hit start cooking, and then it's going to walk me through the recipe. So I've got one beautiful clove of garlic I'm going to pop in, and then some coriander, the stalks and the leaves, just not the roots for this particular one. Let's see. Great, we'll pop that in, and then some cashews. So you could put a different nut in, or if you can't have nuts, you could put some other seeds in. It is going to have seeds, which is sunflower seeds. I'm going to pop those in, and as you can see, the scales are coming up, and I haven't got them that accurate, but that's okay. Pre-weigh everything, but as you can see, it's guiding us through everything, and then we've got 5 seconds on the clock, and it's saying to turn the speed selector to speed 7, so it's really guiding us through. So that's just a little bit of a close-up for you, and we'll go back to the other screen again now. If you would like to see in more detail any of these recipes or something similar, please get in contact with your consultant, because we can show you in more detail about a topic and personalise a session for you. And for those of you who have guests who are also registered and watching, then you could get your hands on some host rewards, which we'll cover in a sec. So host rewards are really easy to get in sessions like these. You just need 2 guests to register, and they can watch it live, preferably. If they can't make it, they could watch it later, and then your consultant will touch base with them, ask them for feedback, see what they liked, do they want to see more, and they'll follow up with them. And then after that, you get to have host rewards, which I will. Oh, that smells good. I will show you what some of them are. That is blitzing up those greens. And again, if you do like coriander, you could swap for another greens like parsley or basil as well. I'm going to scrape that down. Now, you can also contact your consultant and have a personalised session, like I mentioned. So you might want to see something else made. And yeah, so just be in touch with your consultant and have a little chat about what you want to learn, or maybe you've got some friends who want to see the Thermomix and they might really want to see something in particular. You could talk to your consultant about that and book it in. That can be done face-to-face, or it can be done virtually like what we're doing right now. So So we can give you close-ups of the screen, we can give you tips and all kinds of things virtually. I've just popped lemon juice in. We always have lemon juice. And then we want some avocado oil, which I did actually have some. Didn't go shopping before the class. And I was hoping I would have some. Now, avocado and macadamia oil are often expensive. So that one's now finished. So you could obviously also do olive oil, which is also a lovely, healthy thing to have fresh like this. So we've got some oil and a pinch of salt to taste and some dulse flakes, which I'm not adding in, but that would have a lot of iodine and other trace minerals, I imagine, you could add in. But we've got all those other goodies, pepitas, sunflower seeds, the coriander, the nuts, we've got heaps in there. You could also add hemp seeds to this one. That's what I would recommend as well. I'm going to blitz that for 10 seconds and that should be done. So this is a really great one to have on hand in the fridge, and you could add it to salads or pizzas or onto bread or crackers and add some really lovely nutrition to your meals and fill you up with good healthy fats and you know, getting some nutrient dense food in to your kids and fill them up with lovely things. Let's have a look. So we've got beautiful green pesto there, and you can always try it. So I really recommend trying things before you you know, complete them and pop them in the jar. You want to try it, make sure it doesn't need any more lemon juice or salt or pepper. Oh, that is that's pretty much perfect. Oh, that's really yummy, delicious. I'm going to pop that in a jar and then pop it in the fridge. Now hopefully my lid fits my jar. Not quite. Sometimes the lid fits it really perfectly and it would be a really good funnel, but I'm not going to do that on the screen. I'm going to pass over to somebody else. Now we did start a little late and we're just going over 9 p.m. so we'll be finishing soon. Now, Angela, did you want to talk about your chia puddings?
Yeah, I've just got to add the it says on Cookidoo, it says to add 125 grams of raspberries. So I'm just adding blueberries because that's what I've got. So it's going to be apple and blueberry.
Oh, sounds delicious. Now, maybe you would just talk us through the chia pudding, Angela. Then we will finish closer to on time because you've still got another few minutes cooking.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'll just bring it up. So the chia, so that's the fruit compote that goes on top. The chia pudding is really easy. All it is adding 100 grams of chia seeds, 400 grams of whatever milk you want. So I've got some oat milk here to add, and you just add a little bit of vanilla paste, honey if you like, cinnamon, and cinnamon's a really great spice for lowering. It's good for lowering blood pressure and cholesterol and getting rid of those sugar cravings. So it's a really good cinnamon spice to add. And basically you just mix it for 3 seconds on speed 5. Divide that into, they say, about 4 portions. Let that set in the fridge. And then simply what I would do then is add some of the fruit compote on top, and there you have a nice breakfast or snack. And it's the chia, and what happens happens with the chia is that it basically, I'll just show you the consistency if you don't know chia. So basically these seeds expand and it really is just like a little jelly pudding consistency. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's going to be absolutely delicious, Angela.
yeah.
Can you show us a close-up to your camera of the one with the fruit on, please? And awesome. Yummy, yummy. You're going to eat that tonight, Angela?
So that's the apple and the blueberry. So I would just give that a bit of a whiz. And
Okay.
that's and so yeah.
Awesome.
Blueberry, and you just use whatever fruit you've got, really, what's in abundance. Apricot,
Yeah.
whatever you want. Did you want me to talk about the chicken stock now?
Oh, yes, please. I forgot about that one. Yes, just briefly, that would be great.
Yep. What I love doing, I've done it a few times now, is grabbing a whole chicken, popping it in so you put 1.5 litres of water in the bottom, pop your aroma on top, pop your chicken in there, and it takes roughly 50 minutes, depending on the size of your chicken, of course, on about speed 1.5, and aroma temperature. What I do before I put the chicken in is I put half a lemon inside the cavity of the chicken. Then I put sliced up garlic, ginger, lemon zest, and rosemary sprigs in between the flesh and the skin, sort of all over. And that way it really adds flavour to the meat of the chicken. But also down, what I love is down the bottom, you end up with this beautiful chicken broth. So you get 2 for 1. You get a lovely steamed chicken, which is beautiful. You can have that hot or you can have it cold and have it, slice it up and have it in, you know, for lunches and that during the week, whatever. And then in the bottom, you end up, so I did one a couple of days ago, and what I love is you end up with a lovely chicken broth that you can then use to make soups, or you can just have it as is. Yeah, heat it up and add a bit of turmeric or a bit more ginger or whatever, black pepper, whatever you want to add to it. And that's a really good way to boost your immune system and good for healing of the gut, lining of the gut. Like Beck was saying, a lot of our health comes from the gut. And the other good thing about broth is hydration. So drinking water is fantastic, but broth has also electrolytes, so potassium, magnesium, sodium, so all of those really good things for our health. So it's just a good quick way where you get your chicken for cold meats or hot meal, plus you get your lovely broth at the bottom. So that's my tip. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you, Angela. And I just remembered I was meant to taste one of my bliss balls while you were talking. So I just managed to put it in my mouth, which it was really yummy. Thank you, Angela, for that great information about the broth, and hopefully you've inspired some people to give it a go. It sounds like it's based on one of the Cookidoo recipes, so we will add that to the email.
And steamed whole chicken. There's a couple of Cookidoo, so that you know, they rub spices and all that in the chicken, but which you can do. But if you want it to sort of more with, I put lemon, garlic, ginger, that lemon peel, the zest.
Yeah.
Bring that recipe up. That will give you the time and the speed for the.
Sure. Perfect. Thank you so much, Angela. That was very, very useful. And the bliss balls, I've kept making a few more, and it was really, really yummy. it was delicious. So I recommend that one as well. I think we've covered everything, haven't we, ladies? Thank you so much to Beck for jumping in today. Like halfway through the day, I connected with Beck once I knew she was available. Well, actually, Beck asked me if we wanted to help. I said yes, please. So thank you for jumping in and also creating us a PDF that we'll send out to our registered guests. And you can ask your consultant if you're watching the playback and you haven't registered, then just ask your consultant and we will get you a copy of that. Thank you to Heidi for your expertise as well. I was very impressed with both Heidi and Angela as well, who have lots of knowledge to share with us and with all our customers. So thank you, Heidi.
Nice to be on your show again.
Yay!
Yay! No, give it a try. They're both good drinks, really good drinks. And yeah, look after yourselves, everyone.
Yeah, excellent. What a great message. Thank you, Heidi. And thank you, Angela and Beck. We will see you next time. We have more classes, including lunchbox classes coming up, which will be cook-alongs. So keep an eye out for those. They are in the last week of January, and we can't wait to bring you that. And stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jess. See ya.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. I'm going to stop the recording.